All right, everybody, let's get this thing kicked off. We're gonna get the sponsors up here to talk, and then we're gonna get Derek up here on the mic. If I get all y'all to kind of move forward to the front of the room. If you want to keep networking, kind of stay in the back. That way people can hear Derek talk and everything like that. This man took some time out of his day to come here and speak. Hold on, everybody. Come on. All right, there we go. All right, we appreciate all of you guys coming out. If y'all don't know me, my name's Tyler Skelton with Parental Properties. Some people call me the Dispo King, but I just say I'm good at my job. I love what I do. This is Andrew Job. He's also a part of the business. He is the man, the myth, the legend himself. We appreciate all you guys coming out, showing some love. This is a great place to meet people. I invite a lot of investors, a lot of wholesalers out here. I see people in here who I know do a lot of business. I see some new faces too. I appreciate everybody coming out. All right, so without further ado, what's that?
I just want to thank everybody for being here, and I want to kind of let everybody know why we do this event. So back when we were starting in real estate, we went to events like this to meet people and to network and to meet the people that we needed to have connections with to bring success. Anybody who's in here who's starting out, I'm sure you guys are here to see Derek, the man. But if you are just starting, everybody that you need to know to do a deal or to connect is in this room. So just look around you. Everybody in here is doing real estate, learning about real estate, and that's why we're all here. This is why we throw on this event, is so that everybody can come here, have great beer, enjoy free beer, and get to talk and listen to someone like Derek. So we want to thank him for being here. We want to thank all of you guys for being here. We're going to hear a little bit from him, 10, 15 minutes, share his story. We'll do a little bit of Q&A, but really what's important is getting back to networking. After his speech, after his little talk, we've got some great prizes to give away. There's an awesome event coming up in Houston next weekend, I think, Ricardo's event. So we got a free ticket to that. We got some gift cards to give away. But like Tyler said, without further ado, Derek Akoff.
Let's hope this works out. How's everybody doing tonight? Good? All right, we're good. A little closer? Okay, we're good. All right, so first off, I want to say thank you for everybody to coming out. We live in a big city, so it's difficult to get here. I know it was difficult for me, but I'm so happy that you guys are here. So for people who don't know who I am, my name is Derek, aka Flippingahouse on social media. If you're not following me, do that right now. And I say that because I share a lot of stuff on social media. If you guys came before when I spoke about social media, why it's so important. Tonight, I'm just going to talk a little bit about market cycles, change, and pivoting, right? Because as I talk with JR and my friend Lee and a lot of people that do a lot of deals here, we're all making changes, and we have been since the summer of last year. So I'm just going to talk to you guys about what that looks like for us, the changes we're making, why, and why it's so important to be in this room because, like they were saying, there's so many people in this room that you guys probably haven't met, and I would say try to meet as many people as possible. Like, there's a lot of people that do 15, 20 or more deals in here, like millions of dollars of real estate. If you could just get one deal from them, right, it would be worth coming out. So as we all know, the last 2 to 3 years in real estate since COVID, whatever, it's been pretty crazy, right? We gave a bunch of people a lot of money, they started spending, and then there has to be a downside to that, right? Which we're starting to really feel the effects of. With real estate, it's a lag indicator, right? It's always gonna take longer in the cycle to feel the effects. Now, the crazy thing is, over the last year, it's probably been the craziest side of the coin that we've seen. So if we go back to, the beginning of 2022, rates are starting to decline, right? We were buying more houses than ever, and then we get to June, we start to see rates increase. Now, from June till really, we'll say November, what happened in that 4 to 5 month cycle, if you look at a normal real estate cycle, that would probably take a year to happen. So as somebody who had 27 houses at the time and rates are going up and people are paying less, it wasn't a great spot to be in. It was a little scary, to be honest, just because I owe a lot of people a lot of money. I have a lot of houses, nobody's buying, and everybody's saying the market's great, right? So It wasn't a great time, right? It didn't feel good. What we realized, first thing for us that we did was clear the books. Like, I didn't give a shit if I made money or not. In June, we just started selling off a bunch of properties. Another thing that I had done, I bought a very expensive house in Friendswood. It was outside of my buy box, but you know, the market's good, whatever. We ended up losing like $40,000. So all these deals, everybody was fat. We were feeling good. The belts were getting loose. Everybody's doing things that they shouldn't have been doing, myself included. That's why I'm sharing this with you. So then we go into July, August, and it's only getting worse. People are still not buying. People are backing out of deals. You saw hedge funds pulling out. You're seeing lenders pulling out of deals. And even to this day, we're still feeling the effects, which I'll get to. But my point being is, what you saw was a slow change from it going from being a seller's market to it being a buyer's market, which we're really in right now. Because if you look at the data, statistically, since June of last year, we've already been in a recession. Now, nobody's gonna talk about it, we're not gonna address the issue, but if you look at statistical data, we've been in a recession. So with that being said, for us, as the end of the year neared, we started to look at what was working for us, what wasn't. At the time, we were doing, a lot of SMS texting. We were doing a lot of cold calling. We do SEO, pretty much all the big things that all the gurus talk about. Now, as we got to December, I started to look back on data, which is the most important part, right? Because women lie, men lie, numbers do not. And what I realized is a majority of the deals, about 40% of the deals that we bought, came from one marketing source, which was social media. It's been a big benefit for me, but also the second was SEO. So like I was telling a few people here, in December, we decided to cut cold calling. I don't think that cold calling is going anywhere. I know people still getting a lot of great deals. For us, the juice wasn't worth the squeeze. So moving into the new year, some of the things that we're doing is I'm just going heavy on social media, obviously. And we're focusing on the two things that we're working. I think sometimes it can be very easy to get involved, and you see people talking about novations and creative finance and like all these buzzwords that have been in real estate since real estate. Like, you can rebrand it doesn't matter, it's the same stuff. But my point being is, I think a lot of times we get caught on these shiny objects, and we need to get back to the basics of like what's working. Now, the beautiful thing about all of this, basically the market going to shit, is that a lot of people are gonna get wiped out. It's the brutal truth. Some of y'all not gonna do deals or just get out of the business. For people like myself, it's very exciting, right? Because I love competition, and it's gonna create better deals, right? The people that were fly-by-night wholesalers that they're selling to hedge funds, you don't hear from them. I haven't heard one person mention a hedge fund in 2 to 3 months, probably, to be honest. So my point is, you really got to get back to the basics. I think a lot of times we try to do 8 things at once. You need to get really good at one thing. For us, social media SEO. SEO is a slow grind, right? It's going to take a couple years, but maybe that's cold calling for you. Maybe that is social media for you. I don't know what that looks like. My point being is, I think this year it's time to get just back to the basics of what real estate is. Finding really deeply discounted off-market properties, getting them under contract, and then finding out the best exit strategy for you. Now for us, we have multiple exit strategies. It might look different for you. But if you get really good at one thing, if you got really good at just finding off-market properties, you're never gonna have a lack of money or anything really. Like, in this business, it all starts with a really good deal. So I don't know what that looks like for you, but for us, we're transitioning SEO, social media. Now, if you're in the business, obviously I'm a big proponent for social media. Everybody should be sharing whether you like it or not, whether it's TikTok, Instagram, Facebook, you need to be sharing, right? You're already on it. We're all on social media, but most people aren't making money from it, and you need to figure that part out, right? So as we go into the new year, right, we're getting back to the basics. You need to be networking. So my goal for myself, I do 2 events minimum a month. If I can do more, I'll do more, right? But that's a simple thing that everybody can do. Now, let's talk about when you're networking, what should you be doing, right? A lot of times when we go to these networking events, I see it all the time, right? People try to hand me cards. I don't want your card. I really want to connect with you, right? For me, that's through social media. They have the dot apps, whatever that is. But you really need to make a connection and see how you can serve people. A lot of times what happens is we meet people and it gets very transactional very quickly. And we all can feel the energy, right? You get my card and they're just selling. I never or rarely hear people asking, what can I do? How can I serve you, right? Like, if I've talked with you tonight, I've probably asked, how can I help you? I don't care, right? Because I know down the road, the deals are gonna come back. So when you network, actually make a connection and try to talk to as many people as possible, especially in this room. Like, I see so many people that I've done deals with or that do a lot of deals, right? So we're gonna network, we're gonna focus, and we're gonna genuinely build those relationships. 2 of my best friends that I have came from networking events just like this. They just came out, just came to learn, and it just added value, really. And the last thing is making those connections, but also stop worrying about the money of it, right? Like I said, if you serve others, if you're genuinely a go-giver, right? Just like Andrew, just like JR, most of the people in this room, it's always gonna come back. But if you lead with that, right? How can I serve you? It's always gonna come back tenfold. And that's really my spiel, guys. Like, I try to keep it simple, try to give you the basics. But I'm happy to answer questions.
Who's got a question for Derek? Right here.
Right. Hey, Derek. Love following you on Instagram. Just curious, when you say social, is it all organic, or do you do paid social? Did you start with paid social and then organic was a natural thing that came, or how did that work?
Gotcha.
So her question is it organic social media or is he paying for his social media?
So for me, I've never paid for anything social media. It's all been organic. Now, once again, it's like SEO, right? It's gonna take a lot longer to get there. But I was just talking with somebody that they were telling me you got a lead from a lady, right? Because she saw you sharing. Now, you didn't get the house, but you got a free lead that people pay. I mean, you could ask some of these people what they pay on PPC. So from that, all I'm saying is just start sharing what you're doing. Whether that's I'm just looking for houses. Hey guys, I'm at a house. Like, the thing is, we're in an era of like organic, of like TikTok is made where all these little moments matter now, right? Like it used to be like you get all these filters, you do your hair and you look all special, and then you'll get your 10,000 likes. But now you have people going viral in bonnets and whatever. Like it just doesn't matter. We're in a different era. But even for me, when I follow people, I like seeing the raw, authentic. So I tell people to share everything, right? The good, the bad. If you guys have followed me, like some of the shit that I've been through, I have to share it because nobody would believe me. Like I'm being 100% honest. So I think just sharing, right? Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, those are my big ones. And then not only just sharing, like using groups. I'm big on Facebook groups. Last year alone, I bought 10 houses from Facebook groups that a lot of y'all probably commented on the post, but you weren't quick enough. But I'm just being honest. But use social media in every aspect of it.
I've got a question. Who here in this room is here tonight because they saw Derek was going to be here on social media? That's a good majority. That's a good amount of people that are here because they follow Derek because they wanted to be here to see him. Who else? Who has a question? Right here.
So I'm from out of state and I invest here in Houston. So like, what do you are trying to buy properties at now with the whole market shifting for like fix and flip?
Out-of-state investor, what does a good deal look like?
So I don't want to beat a dead horse, but the 70% rule will never fail you. Like I said, I think we did like 42 deals last year. All the ones that we did make money or we lost money on because I didn't stick to the 70% rule. So I say 70, probably 75 max, but really 70% is where you need to be. Like that, it's so simple, right? But even me, I got away from it. That's why we started buying these crazy properties. So 70% for sure.
70% minus like rehab?
Yeah. So 70% all in, right? Like purchase, rehab. And you may not know rehab numbers. Maybe you give an estimate, 20, 30, 40. You find out what works for you. But I always tell people, like, go in Facebook groups tonight. Just go through, like, there's like 5 big investing groups. Just type in property, right? Like that word, you're going to get probably hundreds of properties. If you went down through that and you did that every day and you looked at 5 properties, you're just building a muscle where like when I see a deal, I know it's a deal. And like I was telling my man earlier, when you get in these Facebook groups, often what happens is the algorithm pushes it to you. So when I get on Facebook, I don't rarely like post, but because I'm always in the groups, it shows me those groups. So 90% of the time when I open my phone, it's like there's a house, there's a house, there's a house. So it's like the more you're in there, the more it shows to you, the more deals you see, and then you'll see like what the numbers look like, construction. I mean, and 90% of them aren't deals, but there are deals there. Like there are.
Awesome. This is great. Anybody get some good information from Derek? Everybody appreciate him being here. Let's give it up for Derek. Come on.